Hi, I'm Ashley Collier, the Mortgage Maven, and today is Saturday, May 31st. We are going to unpack yesterday. So this daily market update is for Friday, May 30th. We had a lot of news come in. So the PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditures, is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. And speaking of the Fed Chair President Jerome Powell met with President Donald Trump. Now, these two are at odds, which is interesting considering the fact that President Trump is the one who installed Jerome Powell back in his first administration. Also, keep in mind, Jerome Powell's an attorney. He's not an economist, which is very interesting that he is taking the stance that he is on the economy when it is contrary to so many well-respected economists. Take, for instance, Dr. Lacey Hunt, who said that he believes the Fed is far too restrictive, probably about 100 basis points too restrictive right now. And he believes that the unemployment rate will continue to worsen and get to 5%, and that the tariffs have been completely blown out of proportion. In fact, it's already showing that many importers are absorbing this cost and that consumer spending is down. So they're not passing on the cost of the tariffs onto the consumers. And so it hasn't been as big of a deal as the Fed has been making it. Now on PCE, we got the headline number from 2.2 to 2.1. So there's some improvement there. Here's where we made some headway, some big headway. The core went from 2.64 to 2.5. And the 3-month run rate is 3.5 to 2.7. The 6-month run rate went from 2.9 to 2.6. So everything is heading in the right direction. However, if you look at the inflation that is reporting right now, 18% of that is coming from shelter. And we know the Fed is using outdated data and that real-time rents show that they are coming down. So we know 18% of this report is kind of a hullabaloo, and we've got the other portion, which is healthcare and auto repairs and leases. Now, no matter how much the Fed steps on the neck of the consumers or the economy, they are not going to bring down the cost of healthcare and auto leases and repairs. So really what they're doing is more likely to cause deflation, which is just as destructive as inflation, just like negative population growth is bad for your economy. So I hope you're enjoying your weekend and stay tuned next week for daily market updates.